Good afternoon, guys. For those of you returning, welcome back. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, welcome. I am your host, Barbara, also known as Barbie. Welcome to Let Me Touch You. So, today's episode is going to be about relationship standards. We're going to discuss standards that both men and women have, what standards are considered norm, what standards are considered over the top. I discussed a few of these standards with some of my male friends to get a male's point of view on all of this. That way, this won't be such a one-sided episode, just only on what females think. So I'm going to give you both a male's point of view and a female's point of view. We're going to start off with the females. I'm going to start off with standards that I have and what I consider the norm in my eyes. Okay, so the first standard I have is independence. I need a man who is going to be independent. I'm one of those women who I do not mind helping a man build himself. But I think I've done that so much in my life that I've given a man the benefit of the doubt and helped him build himself that I've reached a point where I no longer can. Because most of the time, I feel that we build a man for the next woman. So I refuse to keep building someone for someone else. But that's just me. So I need a man who is independent and who can help me just as much as I can help him. That's the first main thing. The second, I need someone who has a passion, who has a goal. I don't want someone that's just okay with where he's at in life. I'm not okay with where I'm at in life. So I want someone who wants more out of life. We should always want more. No matter how good your life is, it can always be better. So I need someone who has that same mindset as I do. That way we can push each other to want more and get more. And we can be the best we can be together. So you gotta have some sort of passion and goals. The third thing is someone who is able to hold a conversation that is so big for me. I remember one time I had put up something on Instagram and I had said, if our conversations ain't banging, then our genitals ain't banging. It's just like that. If I cannot hold a conversation with you, then I do not see myself sleeping with you. I can't do it. Some men like to talk about things that make no sense. I don't know. Well, make no sense to me. Meaningless conversations. I don't care what happened on your block. I don't care who's dating who, what drama is going on with such and such. I don't care about any of that. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys, but that's just me. I don't care about stupid things. If it has nothing to do with us, if we have children together or with children or something that's important and relevant, I do not care to speak about it. I don't. So if you cannot hold a conversation with me, then it's not gonna work. And the conversations that we have should not lead to a sexual conversation. A lot of men do that. You're getting to know them, you're having a conversation about something, and they throw a little sex hint in there. Come on, that's a turn off. There's a time and a place for everything. When you're getting to know someone, guys, talking about sex should not be one of the first things you do. Because automatically, we're thinking, okay, he just wants me for this. So it's a turn off. The next thing is good communication skills. If there's anything that's bothering me or bothering you, we should be able to discuss it and figure out how to fix it. If I'm communicating whatever is bothering me to you and you're the type to just brush it off or be like, okay, hit me with the okay, all right, whatever you say, that's not good communication skills. You should be able to listen to me, understand what I'm saying, and try to figure out a way to work on it with me. Because if you're not, once again, all that shows is that we're going to have a whole bunch of problems later on. Okay, next thing is I need someone who is family oriented. I'm big on events. I love planning. I love planning birthdays. When it comes to Valentine's Day, I always go along for my children. My children have always been my Valentine, whether I'm with someone or I'm not. I always make sure to get my children their Valentine's Day gifts, their candies for Easter. Every holiday you can think of, I am doing something for my children. And of course, whoever I'm with at the time, I'm doing something for them as well. But I'm just a huge planner. I love doing things as a family. Summertime, going to the pool, beach, family barbecues, taking the kids out to the movies, taking them anywhere that makes them happy, that's gonna put a smile on their face. If one of my relatives is having an event, I would want the person that I'm with to be willing and able to go to that event with me so we can enjoy ourselves together. If you're not the type of person that likes to do these things, it's another thing that's gonna be an issue for me. Okay, next thing is hygiene. I need a man that smells good. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to smell good all the time. You don't have to use the most expensive colognes out there, but you need to smell good. Love a man that showers daily, more than once a day, and even to go to sleep, puts on his lotion, deodorant, and all that, because I am like that. When I shower at night, I put on my lotion, deodorant, my body sprays. I remember I was with someone and he would get so upset because I would put on body sprays to go to sleep. Oh, why are you putting all this on to go to sleep? Because this is how I am. You sweat in the middle of the night. God forbid something happens in the middle of the night. We got to get up in emergency and run with the kids to the hospital. I'm not going to go to no hospital smelling like sweat. I don't even go down to the grocery store without making sure I'm showered. So, like, come on. Hygiene, people. Hygiene is another thing. The next thing for me is I prefer a man that is taller than me. I'm tall. For those of you who don't know, I'm 5'9", so I'm not a short girl. I do prefer a man that's taller than me. It's just a personal preference. And then last but not least, some might think that, this is a little weird, but I prefer for a man to have children. I'm a mother of 4. Dating a man that does not have children does not work for me. If you don't have children, you do not know how my life is. You will not understand, better yet. I feel that people who don't have children either don't understand or don't want to understand when they're dating someone and they cannot just get up and go whenever they please. I'm around your area, can we go have some drinks? Let's go to the movies tonight. No, I'm sorry, I can't do those last minute things. We need to plan things in advance because I have children and I have to get a sitter and get them situated before I can make time to go out and spend with you. So that's a must. Doesn't matter how fine the guy is, I will not waste my time with the man if he doesn't have children because of that. And another huge part is because I do not want any more children. If a man doesn't have kids, some of them eventually do want children. And I don't want to get all caught up in a relationship, fall in love with someone that later down the line is going to leave me for a woman that's going to give him the kid that I am not willing to give him. So those are my standards. Some of them you guys might think they're normal or not, but those are my norm standards. I know the last one, a couple of people are going to be like, okay, no. But that's my preference. Okay, now for the over-the-top standards, like I say. The first one that I think is like a little too much. Some females, I don't know, some females prefer this, is a man that makes 6 figures or more. Hey, to each his own. Everyone has their preference. I can care less if a man makes 6 figures or more. The way I feel at the end of the day, that's his money. It's not my money. So I can care less how much money a man makes. Another one is, let's say, for example, I drive a Honda. Oh, I need a man that drives a Benz. Why? For what? Why does the man you date have to drive a Benz or a Maserati or whatever these expensive cars are when you're driving a Honda? Which to me, it doesn't make a difference. At least you have a car. At least he has a car. The way I see it is, a man making 6 figures or more, or driving the most expensive car, does nothing for me. Because at the end of the day, all of that is his. It's not mine. We break up, you're going to go leave in your car. You're going to take your money. What you have has nothing to do with what I have. So I feel those standards are over the top, and females who have them need to reevaluate themselves. Because at the end of the day, boo, it's not yours, it's his. Another thing that some females tend to say is, oh, I need a man that's going to take me out to only 5-star restaurants. For what? Why? Why only 5-star restaurants? I don't get it. Can you afford to take yourself to 5-star restaurants? Maybe not. You know what? Maybe these females that have these over-the-top standards, it's because these are things that they wish that they can do for themselves, but since they don't have the courage to go out there, get better jobs, careers, since they don't have the courage to go out there and be a better them, I feel they take the easy way out and they set these high standards for these men to do it for them. That way, they're still getting what they want, which I think is sad. Another thing is men that buy them the finer things in life. Once again, these are women who are taking advantage of men's financial situations. If you can go out there and buy yourself a Louis bag, a Gucci bag, why do you have to look for someone else to buy it for you? Like, I don't understand it. At the end of the day, if we all want something, you can either work some overtime, save some money, and get whatever it is you want. Why take advantage of someone who really cares about you and use them just for financial benefits? So those are some things that I feel are over the top that us women tend to look for. So I spoke to some of my guy friends and asked them their opinion on what they consider normal relationship standards when it comes to men. The first one that each and every guy I spoke to said was independence as well. They want a woman that's independent to a certain extent. They do not want a woman that will not allow them to be a man. They want a woman who is willing to go 50-50 with them and be able to handle their part of the relationship. And if needed, let's say, something happens to the man, he loses his job or whatever, or vice versa, because it can happen to either or. Ladies and gentlemen, it can happen to us girls and it can happen to the men as well. If one or the other loses their job, you are hoping that your partner is able to pick up the slack until further notice. So the second thing they mentioned was someone who's going to give them 100%. That is very, very important. A man wants a woman that's going to give them all of them and not just half of them. If you go into a relationship half-assed, people, I'm sorry, it's not going to work. You got to give it all or nothing at all. The next thing is trust. Trust is a huge thing. I know for me it's a huge thing. I've gone through a lot with men where it's really hard for me to trust a man. But always remember that if we do not let go of our past experiences, we will not get anywhere in the future. So we have to let go of the hurt and learn how to trust. I know it's the hardest thing, ladies, but these men want us to trust them. We got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Trust them until they give you a reason no longer to trust them. The next thing said was self-respect. They want a woman who can respect themselves. A woman that is going to be able to carry herself well, whether her boyfriend is around or isn't around. So that's another main thing for them. Affectionate. Oh, they want women who are affectionate. How cute. Men love affection, even though they try to act like they don't and they try to hide it. They love an affectionate woman. The next thing was sex appeal. Sex appeal, of course, when you meet someone. I know people say that physical appearance isn't everything, but it is something. When you meet someone, that's the first thing you encounter. You look at them and see, you have to have some sort of attraction to the person. If you're not automatically physically attracted to someone, then once you get to know them and you start speaking to them, and depending on the words that come out of their mouth, you're probably attracted to them mentally. So attraction is always a major thing. Another one of my guy friends mentioned that he wants his female to be spontaneous. He's a very spontaneous guy, so he prefers that in a female as well. He doesn't want a woman that's going to be boring about things and just likes being at home. He wants someone that's up on their feet and spontaneous. So that's not bad, ladies. We think they don't know what they want, but obviously they do. They just don't know how to express that. Men, communication, good communication skills are a must. Learn them. Okay, now for the standards that they feel are over the top. The number one standard is number of partners. One guy that I spoke to, he said that one of his friends has this standard where if he knows that if a female slept with more than 5 guys, he will not take her serious. The men I've been with in the past should not affect our relationship. That just goes to show me that you're insecure. So yes, I agree with him that standard is over the top. Another standard is having a woman that has no kids. Like he said when he explained this, at our age, in our 30s, it's very hard to find someone that doesn't have kids. So you have to be a little more realistic with your standards, men. A lot of people out there have kids. A lot don't, but there's more of us that do have kids. Another standard is that some men are okay with women being the breadwinner in the house, meaning that they're okay with the woman taking care of all the responsibilities, paying rent, paying bills, basically being the man. Yeah, I think that's a little too over the top as well. So men, check that. Another over the top standard is just letting a man be a man and not asking questions. Yeah, no, that will not be me. What he was explaining to me is, how some men do not like to be questioned. And they prefer a girl who's going to be okay with them going out, coming home at any time. And the girl cannot ask any questions. Yeah, no, not happening. God forbid, in case of an emergency, it's always good to let your partner know where you at and who you're with. Things happen, people. So sometimes when us females ask, it's not because we're just trying to be nosy. In case of an emergency, we would like to know where you at. Let's say you went out to a club, all of a sudden we're watching the news, breaking news, shots fired at such and such club. If we know that you're there, we'll take the steps needed to make sure to find out that you're okay, the people that you were with are okay. We're, at the end of the day, we think like moms, whether it's with our partners or not. So we just always want to make sure you're fine. That's another thing when we call you guys. If I'm calling you and you're not answering, depending the lifestyle that you live and who you hang around with, guys, a lot of the times we think something happened to you. So if you're too busy with your friends and you can't answer the phone, which I don't understand why you can't answer, but if for any reason you can't answer, a simple text would do. It's like I said, we're not trying to be nosy, we're just trying to make sure you're okay. And that leads me to the last thing, is a man wanting a female that's a mother figure. We are not your mothers. Even though a little while ago I just said, we are mothers, at the end of the day, yes, when it comes to making sure you're okay, when you guys step out that door, we know any and everything can happen. So when we call you to check up on you, we just want to know you're okay. But at home, we are not your mother. I will not be cooking and cleaning for you every day and doing everything while you lay down, watch TV, or for those men that still like to play video games, playing your video games. No. I am not your mother, okay? So, yes, I agree with all these over-the-top standards that some men have. So, let's get it together. Okay. So, here are some general standards that I think are important, that truly matter, instead of the little preferences that we all have, because we all have our personal preferences. Standards that truly matter. First one is making sure your partner listens. Please make sure of that. Make sure that they listen to you when you're talking. They're listening. You have their undivided attention, and they're attentive to whatever it is you're saying. If you're speaking about something, it's because it's important to you. So make sure that he or she listens. The next thing is that they love you for who you are. No one should try to change you. If whoever you're with is trying to change the person you are, they are not the person for you. They met you this way, so they should be able to love you that way. If they're trying to help you be a better you, then I'm all for it. But if they're trying to change you into someone that you're completely not, like change the way you dress, change the music you listen to, the types of foods you eat, things like that, then no, I'm sorry, they gotta go. The next thing is make sure that the person that you are in a relationship with has goals that are the same or equal to your goals. Like I said, we don't want to be with someone who is okay with living just life the way it is day by day. We should always want more out of life. The next thing is attraction, people. Whether we want to admit it or not, attraction is needed. If not, you're gonna cheat. Not everyone cheats, but some will cheat. So attraction, make sure you are either physically or mentally attracted to this person that you're about to begin this relationship with. Make sure it's not no petty relationship. So please make sure there's some sort of attraction. The next thing, which is an important standard, is honesty. I always say honesty is the best policy. If you and your partner cannot be honest to each other, there's no need for you guys to be together. The next, make sure your partner sees you as an equal. I hate that, oh, I'm a man, you're a woman, know your place. No, we're both equal. If your partner does not see you as an equal, they gotta go. It's that simple. Another huge standard that is important for both: family. Make sure the person that you are about to establish this relationship with is family oriented, especially if you want to build a family for yourself or if you have children. If this person is not into all this family stuff, it's not gonna work. So do not waste your time, guys. Don't. And last but not least, communication. communication is key. If you guys cannot communicate about all the good and the bad things going on in a relationship and sit down and figure things out like two adults, then you're wasting your time. Communication is key, and if the person you're with cannot communicate, you hate speaking to them. If you start telling them about something and it turns into an argument automatically, let it go. Especially if it's happening in the beginning of a relationship. Guys, you want to pay attention to these little signs, these little red flags that happen in the beginning of a relationship. Usually the problems that we have later on in relationships, we saw the signs in the beginning, but we decided to, ignore them and give the person the benefit of the doubt. The beginning of a relationship, there's something that's bothering you, point it out, work on it. If the person cannot work on it, then sorry, see ya. So communicate about everything. The last thing I'm gonna discuss with you is some steps that I feel everyone should take in the beginning of a relationship. This is something I call start it the right way in 5 steps. Step number 1, make whatever you want crystal clear. Make sure you make it clear from the beginning. Your goals, everything. If you want children, if you don't want children, everything, guys. Any little thing that matters to you, you should make it clear to the person you're investing your time in. Step 2, discuss personal space preferences. A lot of people are clingy. So if you're the type of person that you like having your own time, discuss that with your partner. Discuss with them that, you're the type of person that you're used to having your girls' night, your guys' night at least once a week, once a month, whatever works for you. Everybody's different. Discuss personal space preferences. Step 3, discuss the do's and don'ts that you tolerate. For example, cheating. Let them know from the beginning, I don't tolerate a cheater. You cheat on me once, I'm not going to give you another chance. That's it. It's ending. Some people are willing to give others a chance. If they cheat once, they feel they won't do it again. I feel if they cheat once, they'll do it again. It's happened to me, so I don't know. To each his own, but discuss the things that you will and will not tolerate from the beginning. Number 4 is finance. I know this topic is very difficult to discuss, especially in the beginning of a relationship. Something you start discussing, a little more deep in. But the way I suggest you can start looking at it and discussing it with your partner is, let's say if you start noticing your partner is one of those big spenders, they just like to spend money to spend it, buying unnecessary things, you can give them some sort of advice. For example, you can tell them, you don't have to spend money on this and that. We really didn't need this. We could have saved the money to do this. I feel that you should be saving money. Let them know that you're thinking about the future and that depending on the goals that you guys have set together, of course, finance is a huge part of that. So you prefer to save money instead of spending it on unnecessary things. That's kind of a way I think, the way I approach the situation. I don't know. And last but not least, leave the past where it belongs, people. Leave it there. Whatever I did or you did before me does not matter, should not matter. Our past should not come up. And if there is something that you know about your partner's past, it should not be held against them because it was something that happened before you. So people, in order to move on and have a better future, you have to let go of the past and leave it where it's at, and do not bring that energy into your future relationship, especially with the trust. So leave the past as much as you can back there and walk into your new relationship fresh and clean and give it your all. Like I said earlier, either give it your all or nothing at all. Don't waste the other person's time. So I hope you guys were able to both enjoy and learn a little about standards in a relationship when it comes to males and females' point of view. But always keep these words in mind, people. I feel that it's better to be single with high standards than in a relationship and settling for less. A lot of times, just because we meet someone that only meets a certain amount of our standards, we're willing to settle for less just because we don't think there's something better out there. There is. Don't allow your loneliness to lower your standards. So keep your head up high. And if you have someone and are in a relationship, value that person, give them the utmost respect that they deserve, be affectionate, be everything that we discussed today. And if you're still looking out there, don't settle for less just because you're feeling lonely. Everything happens when it's meant to happen, so your time will come. Well, guys, it was great. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week around the same time. Stay safe and stay blessed.